Welcome to the Allegory of Spots podcast series. Thank you for joining. In each episode, we introduce a new spot. We talk about how spots hinder our progression mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and how to overcome any spot that may be holding you back. As you begin to move and apply the things you learn, you will start to see weaknesses become strengths. You will begin to see and feel greater light come into your life.
Welcome to the Allegory of Spots. The next spot is bullying, being mean. Our culture is full of stories of bullying. From the three little pigs, the wolf who huffed and puffed and blew down the house, to Nephi in the Book of Mormon, and the echoes of bullying that happened throughout the entire book because two older brothers were bullying a younger brother. So why do people bully others? Have you ever been bullied? Or have you ever bullied someone else? We all know that golden rule that we learned probably before kindergarten or was taught to us by our parents and leaders. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Others may have learned it this way. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. There was a man who lived a long time ago, and he was a good man. So good, in fact, that some of the leaders in the area worried that the people who lived there would listen to him instead of following their leadership. They plotted and planned to entrap the good man. But for all of his good works, they could not ensnare him until he was betrayed by his good friend. You can find the rest of that story found in the book of Matthew, chapter 27. It's a heartbreaking story. The effects of bullying are felt in families and cultures, and they ripple out, much like a stone being thrown into water, and you can see the ripples that go out. They affect whole families. They affect religions. They affect us all. Bullies bully because they want to get their way, and they're willing to do anything to get their way. And they are also hurting inside. Usually they have great anger too. A friend of mine told me about an experience going back to a high school reunion. And she ended up sitting at the same table as one of her schoolmates that made fun of her all through school. And some of those things that he used to say to her got brought up, and she was just cowering and feeling terrible about it when her husband stood up and said, you need to stop right now. It has taken so many years for her, my wife, to get over all of the teasing and all of the unkind comments you would make all these years. And I just want you to know it needs to stop. So should we think that the things we are saying are funny, clever? They are not. Sometimes they're very deep, cutting, terrible things to say. And bullying doesn't help anyone progress. You won't get anywhere by bullying. By using the atonement, it will heal the places you were hurting, both for the people who have been bullied and for those who are the bullies, helping all to become the person who is the forgiver or the forgiven. Remember Matthew 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
We hope that you've heard the Spirit or felt the Spirit of God urging you to cleanse your life as you've listened to the various spots in the podcast series. There are a few easy steps to remove the spots from your life. The process isn't hard, and once mastered, you will use the process over and over again, going deeper into your soul to be clean and spotless. The first step is to start by making a comprehensive list of all the things in your life you need to get rid of, repent of, or be healed from. You will know your list is complete when you feel you have included all the items that come to mind. The next or second step is to take an inventory of what you're feeding your spirit, because what you feed your spirit is what feeds your flesh. Your body will follow your spirit, so feed your spirit what you want to become. Third, you've identified the spots. Now let's get rid of them or cast them off. Here's how you do that. Present your list to God through prayer. Ask Him for help. As you pray, ask God to remove your spots, to literally take them from you. Remember, it gets easier. You may have heard this teaching by David O. McKay in one of the previous episodes. Your weakest point will be the point at which Satan tries to tempt you and will try to win you. And if you've made it weak before you have undertaken to serve the Lord, He will add to that weakness. Resist him and you will gain in strength. He will tempt you in another point. Resist him and he becomes weaker and you become stronger. Ask God to remove and offload all your burdens, stresses, and concerns. Stop trying to carry them alone. They weren't meant for you to carry. It'll only bring you continued suffering, poor health, and distress to carry them. The last or fourth step. Once you've finished steps 1 to 3, start the process again. Only this time, you're going to travel a little deeper into your soul, searching out even the smallest of spots you might have overlooked or not even recognized. Ask God to reveal them. He has a way of bringing them to the surface so that you'll see them. This is truly a personal experience with you and God as He helps you in the cleansing process. And finally, continue these steps until you've completely cleansed yourself of any and all spots. Then move forward by using the atonement of Jesus Christ each and every day to keep yourself unspotted.